Hi guys! Okay, I am so excited because I am here doing my part for the December Daily Christmas Advent Tag Challenge, Christmas Collaboration Challenge with Tracy Fox Creative and all of our design team members, well, all of Tracy's design team members. And here we go. So these are the ones in order, and there's me. So we're on day 5 today. I will pop a picture of this on the end so you can check out these fabulous people, but also links to the YouTube channels will be below and links to the advent windows will be below too. Tracy and her husband have done a fantastic thing on the website where you go and you click on the day and it opens up to them specific videos. So yes, awesome. Okay, so I am here with day 5 and this is my day to play with. This is my tag to play with. Ignore all the black on it from, that's my printer. Okay, so I have had a play and I have come up with a couple of different ideas. This was my prototype tag. I love it. But there was just something about that I didn't like. Not the picture itself, it just looks so plain. So I took my thread and my needle and I did some stitching, and yes, I've decided that's what I want to do for the new one. So this is my prototype one and I've done it so that the pocket is open so you can stuff things in there. So I will show you how I did that as well. And yes, so we're going to get started. So first of all, I will just cut out these. Okay, that easy. If only. Okay guys, so I have printed this onto some 210 GSM cardstock. Is it 210? Yeah. It is just this white cardstock from my local B&M store, and yes, so it is already quite thick, which is cool. Okay, so this tag needs scoring down the middle, or it needs folding. So to do that, we're going to score it first. So I'll get my scoreboard out. And you don't need a scoreboard to do this. You can just fold it in half, which I probably will do actually, but I like to use my scoreboard to give me a straight edge to butt up against here. Because many times I've done this and it's not been right. So just give that a good burnish. You can, if you have a scoreboard, you can of course find the centre and score down and do it that way. And of course, if you don't have a scoreboard, you can take a bone folder or a scoring tool. This is a scoring tool, is this one, but you can get these in packs from places like Amazon or your local supermarkets and things in the jewellery section, and they are nail art tools. They're exactly the same thing. But yeah, so like I said, you can do that. Now that's just going to get glued together because it's on thick cardstock as it is, so we don't need to put anything in between it, which is super cool. So that just gives the tag some stability. So let me get my glue sorted and then we will do that. Okay guys, I have my glue, so hopefully it'll behave itself. I've unclogged it and everything, but yeah. Okay, and I am just using 3-in-1. You could use any glue you want for this, but for the sake of the video, because I want it to be fairly quick in real time, I don't want to be waiting half an hour for glue to dry, so I'm using 3-in-1. So give it a really good coating. Okay. Pop the lid back on there. Alright, there we go. Oh no, I don't want to use that one. Use this one. Okay. Way out there. Right, so I'll just use my scissors to just clean some of these edges up that I have not cut very well. That's better. Okay, and then the rest of it I'm going to just ink around with some peeled paint archival ink, Distress archival ink, just to hide some of the white bits, white edges. It's a good one, is this one, because it is very close to the colour of the tag already. And it just hides some of those white edges where I've not cut properly. Okay, I'll do this side as well. Okay, so that's that done. Alright, so there's our tag base, and we'll worry about these edges later, but that's our tag base, which is fab, and it doesn't matter which side you want to glue on later. So pop that to one side. Now we're going to work on the Christmas stocking, and because I want to sew around the edges, which I haven't done on this one, but I want to sew around the edges on it, here, like I did with this, then I'm going to take my pokey tool, and I mean, you could hold it and do it, but it helps if you have something to poke into, so I'm just going to use this piece of card here. Now you could use a glue book or something. Okay, and I'm just going to start there. Now I don't want to go... Let me zoom you in for this. Okay. Still in frame focus, yeah. Okay, now I don't want to go too close to the edge, don't want to come too far in this way, and I don't want to leave too much of a gap between my holes either. And we're just going to go along the edge. Like so. Make sure you don't stab your finger on the way around, which I have done before. Okay, and we're going to go all the way up to there as well, even though that bit will be covered. Alright, so there's our little Christmas stocking. All this does is it just helps when you're sewing already to have the holes already there, because I'm going to sew this by hand. I'm not going to sew it on the machine, so it helps to already have those holes there when going through. Yeah, instead of actually poking through the card whilst I don't where is the piece of card? Let's have a look. Let's just get some scrap card out. So let's just poke a couple of holes. Okay, so if you already have the holes to go through, you can see how easy it is to maybe come up and down those holes like so, as opposed to not having any holes and having to make them yourself, especially coming up through the back. It's not so bad going through, but coming up through the back it can be a bit of a nightmare. So it's just handy to have those holes pre-done. Okay, I'm not going to use red cotton for this, I'm going to use white. Okay, so I just have these here. that I use for my slow stitching. I'm just going to use some white. Thread the needle, which is always a tricky task. Oh, look at that, perfect, first time. Wow. Alright, so now I'm just going to put a little knot in the end of my thread, and then it doesn't come through the other side. Try and make that a bit bigger. Now I've got 2 knots in there. Okay, let's try that again. Let's do another knot. Okay, there we go. Right, so I'm going to come in, I hope I'm in frame. I'm going to come in, from the back up the first hole. And then through the next one. Okay, and then as we get to there, I'm going to go through that loop and pull gently. And then this one here, go through this one, and then again through that loop, pull gently. Don't want to pull too tight, because don't forget we're working on paper here, so it will rip it. Don't stab your finger on the way out. Okay, through the loop from the top side. And it will tighten up as you go along, so that's okay. Each one you do, it'll tighten up a little bit more. Okay, so just keep going along. Oh, I've come in the wrong side on that one. Or have I? Let's see. Yep. Oh dear. Okay, so let's just... there you go. I had it twisted at the back. Okay, so... there we go. Let's try that one again. Yeah, okay, so we want to go over and through the loop. That's it, I was coming through it the wrong side. Actually, I think I did that one wrong. Oh, anyway, I did. That's bugging me. I'm going to go back over it. There we go. Okay, now we're back on track. And it doesn't look too bad, actually. Okay, so back through that one. And through the loop. Okay, through there and through the loop. That's better. Back on track now. And sometimes you need to just let your needle dangle and straighten itself up. Keep your thread on top. It helps not to get in the way underneath. Okay, pull through. Go through that loop. There we go. Back in there. Through the loop. And you carry on all the way around. Okay guys, I'm down to the last one. Messed up a few times around there, even split it there, but I love the way it looks. I love it. Okay, so I'm on to the last one now, so I'm just going to pop that through there. And again, come through that loop at the top. And then I'm going to come to the back. And I'm just going to skip under, or slip under, should I say, the one below. And through the loop to tie a knot on the back. And then I'm going to come down the next one and do the same. Okay, catch on the back. Like so. Tie a knot, and then I'm going to go back through the same one and tie another knot, and then I'm going to cut that off. Like so. Okay, and there we have our little Christmas stocking. I love it. I love, love, love it. That is so cool. Alright, so now what I did next was, I'll push that to the back, then you don't see it. Okay, yes, ignore that. Okay, so what I did next was I just kind of rolled it a little bit. Don't need to do that bit. I just kind of rolled it a little bit to shape it and give it a bit of dimension. Okay, and as you can see, it stands up from the tag. But then what I did were I used this. There we go. Okay, so let's just cut that off there. Okay, now we can shape it around the, not wire, string. I couldn't think then. Baker's twine. Oh, my mind went completely blank then. Couldn't think of it. Okay, so then I'm going to pop that on there like that. Okay, before I do that though, I'm going to punch a hole in the top. I've got glue everywhere now. Okay, now I didn't do it with this one, but as I've done it with this Christmas stocking, what I'm going to do with this one before I glue anything on, I'm going to sew around this one in the same way that I sewed around the Christmas stocking, but I think I'm going to use green thread. Let me just have a look at my green threads and see. Okay, so I have a few different colours of green threads. Okay, so I've got a dark one, that one and that one. Let's have a look which one we think would be the best. I think that's too matchy-matchy. I think that blends in too much. That one might be nice. What about this dark one? Oh, I think the dark one. Yeah, I think the dark one's the winner. Winner chicken dinner. Okay, so keep that out just in case we need some more. And then again, I will take this and I will poke around the tag. Okay, but you don't need to see me do that. Okay, so I have gone around it. You probably can't see, but I've gone around it all now. And I've stabbed it, so I'm trying to rethread the needle. Oh, I'm on a roll today with these needles. Okay, I've got a feeling this is going to be quite tricky because this is a long piece to be working with. I'll probably get it tangled, so we'll see. Okay, and I'm going to actually start here in the bottom corner this time. So I'm going to come in through the back, and again the same thing. So I'm going to work around the tag each time, going through the loop like so. And there we go. Pull it over this side. Okay, through the loop. I hate working with thread this long because I end up with it tangled and knotted. So I think it's that way if you do it, or is it? I think it's that way. If you do it that way, then you get your loop. But I prefer doing it bit by bit because I get confused and sometimes I forget to do it. And yeah, I thought I had it tangled then. Yeah, if I don't do it this way, then sometimes I forget to actually put that bit in. So I'm just going to keep going, guys, but I won't make you sit through that. I will speed that bit up. Yay! Okay, I love how that looks. Okay, so now I know I want my stocking somewhere around here in the middle. Got to leave room for this at the bottom. I'm going to just ink around that with some black archival ink, make it stand out a little bit. So okay. Oops. There we go. Alright, so I'm not layering that up or anything, I'm just going to put that straight on, so let's do that. Oh, lovely. And my ink, my glue's all goopy. Fabulous. Okay. I'm not going to sew around this one. Okay, let's see. So, somewhere centralish at the bottom. That's about right. Yeah, I like that. Okay, now again, this has had time to dry, so we're just going to bend that around the string. Give it some shape as a pocket. Okay. And then we're going to glue on the actual string. put this into place, which is not an easy task with this glue. I'm going to kind of dab it on. Again, I'm using 3-in-1. You could use Fabri-Tac, but I'm using 3-in-1 because it's what I have. You could use anything really, as long as you've got the patience for it to dry, but 3-in-1 Fabri-Tac dry fairly instantly. So, whoops. Which also can be a pain if you don't get it right. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that roughly where I think I would like it to go. It's about there, okay. And as you can see, it's open at the top. Thanks to the string, it is open at the top, which is super cool. And it's open all the way down to the bottom. All the way down to this bit here at the bottom. Okay. Cool. Love that, it's got a bit of dimension to it. Oh, love it. Love it. Okay, so this I'm going to just actually cut around this and make it a little bit smaller. As you can see, I made it quite small on that one. Got my scissors stuck. Okay, so let's just cut around this about half of the way. That's better. Yeah, that's good. And then I went over that with, it looks like vintage, no, not vintage photo, it looks like antique linen oxide. So let's have a look at that. Scrap piece of paper. Oops. Yeah, I went round the edge, not on the actual thing. I did. Okay. Alright, so let's pop that in place as well. Somewhere around there at the top. Okay. Now, I love it. See how much different it looks just with the stitching around the stocking, let alone around the actual tag. I love it. So much better. So much more stocking like. And again, like I said, it is open all the way down to the bottom, so you can stuff things in it, which I do plan on doing. Yes, I love it. Love it. Okay, so what did I do next? Right, so some trim. Alright, I used my ruffle lace here. To just go along there. So to there. Yep, so I used that on there like that. So again, I actually only went across the middle section though, because I like it being a little bit puffy. Yes, it covers some of this up, but that doesn't matter. So just across the middle, like so. And then pop that across there like that. And of course that will curve with the tag. And then it looks way too plain for my liking, like that. So I added some bling. So let's do that. Okay, I have some here. I have this on a roll, on a very big roll. And I just cut a load off, okay, and I only needed 2 to go across it, so I cut that down and then cut that to size. So as easy as anything. So to go from this to that, I just cut the length that I wanted there, and then I just cut down the middle to make 2 strands instead of 4. I love this stuff because it's on like mesh. And there we go. So now we're just going to glue that on. Again, instead of gluing this, I'm going to glue the piece of ribbon that I've put on in the middle. You're very generous with the glue as well. Okay. And then pop that in there, making sure the ruffles don't get flattened down. Alright, there we go guys. That is so cool. Oh, I love it. That is just so cool. Okay. Alright, so now we've got our fluffy little stocking and a nice little hole there. So, and these are loose here on the edges. I've actually gone one blingy bit too far, so I'm just going to stick some glue on the actual tag itself, which will hold them down. That one actually already had a bit on it there anyway, but let's put a bit more on. Okay, so that will hold those in place. Love it. I'm squishing it in a little bit to make a bit more of a space, a gap in that hole of the stocking at the top. I love that. Alright, and we are practically done. The only thing now is to just bling it up a little bit here. Now, I did this in 2 different ways. I have a pen here, which is called Wink of Stella. There you go, Wink of Stella brush. And it adds bling. Oh, not when you open it that side. But I'm kind of nearly out of it. You can see there. Yeah, I'm kind of nearly out of this. And what it does is you paint it on. And it adds shimmer. It adds a nice bit of subtle glitter. But I found when I put it on here, it kind of didn't do enough. So let's just do some on here. I'm running out, so that doesn't help. Okay, so let's paint it on there like that. It's definitely coming out, you can see. But it just kind of doesn't give it enough for my liking. you can see. I hope you can anyway. Focus it. Yeah, you can see a little bit of bling, but no, not doing it. It's just not doing it for me, so I'm going to use some stickles. This one is Icicle. Okay. Now it gets very messy, does this stuff. This one does anyway. So I'm gonna squeeze a little bit out and then move it around with the nib of the bottle. Nice big blob there, and then move some of it down along here. Nice big blob there. I'm nearly out of this as well. Okay, let's pinch some from that side and put it on there. And of course it has to run out while I'm filming. Come on. Oh! Oh, honestly, why does everything go wrong when you're filming? Never mind. We just have a very blingy stocking now, which is super cool. I'm going to put some underneath the ribbon as well. Bit more down here. You can never have too much bling. There we go. Love it. Okay, so now you've got to wait for this to dry. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to dry, I am just actually going to go over the whole of the red part of the stocking with the Wink of Stella pen. Okay guys, this is well and truly dry now. I added, helped it along a bit with the heat tool. But yeah, it is nice and dry, and it has some awesome sparkle on it from the Wink of Stella. We're going to go one step further. I've added some Wink of Stella to these as well. Don't know if you can tell properly. But we're going to go a little bit further now, one step further now, and we're going to do some embossing with some clear embossing powder and some microflakes. Okay guys, so we are now going to do these extras. So the pocket is open and we're going to put them in there. Okay, so let's get rid of these. Let's bring in that. I'm going to ink around these with some black archival ink. You see now the shimmer on that, because we used Wink of Stella first and then we've used the clear embossing powder over the top. You still get that sparkle, but it's now kind of glossy as well, which is super cool. And then there's mica flakes in there as well, which is cool, love it. Okay, so I'm just going to go around these with some black archival ink. Okay. With that. Alright, so we're going to add a brad. Now I have these gold ones here, so I'm going to use one of those. So obviously just pop that in there like that, but we need some string to put in there, and I'm using this grey and white one. Although somewhere I do have some sparkly silver, but I don't know where it is. Okay, so let's pop this in here and open it up just a bit loose, because I'm going to tie this on it first. Like so. Okay, now I can make that a little bit tighter on the back. Actually, it looks like I only did one knot on the original tag, but never mind, that's fine. Okay, and all I'm going to do with that is just tie a knot in it, like so. Another one if we can. Try and get it in the same place. Yep, nice. Okay, tighten them up, cut the excess off. That's nice. Okay, cool. Alright, and then I'm going to pop these in there and kind of slide them under the tag there, under the brad there, like that. Now if I lift that up now, they're going to fall in there because these are only really small. So I'm going to just pop a little dot of glue on the back, which will help keep those in place on here. But they'll still look like presents poking out. Okay, so this has a pretty flower on, so let's make sure we're doing it the right way up, which is that way. It's a poinsettia with the look of it. Okay, so just a bit of glue across the top there, and then this one kind of doesn't matter, but there's a bow at the top of that present there, so again, just a bit of glue there on the top. You don't really need it anywhere else. Alright, so let's pop that in there and pop that in there. I'm not pushing them down just yet, so the glue's not sticking yet. Okay, right, I like it there, so now I'll push down and let the glue stick. Okay, so there's our tag, guys. you know me, I'm going to jazz it up just a little bit more with, you guessed it, some sweeties. It's a Christmas stocking. You've got to have sweeties in a Christmas stocking. And as it's Christmas, then you need candy canes. It's just got to be, hasn't it? So, unfortunately, I cannot, for love nor money, find my little red... I have some little red and white ones about that big. Cannot find them anywhere. So, my mum kindly went on the hunt for some candy canes for me. No red and white ones anywhere at all to be found in the shops. But she came back with these, so we've got some strawberry daiquiri ones and some pina colada ones. But they are quite large. So they should do the trick. Okay, so if we just very gently... Oh, that one's broken at the top. Okay, so if we very gently push that one down there, like so, because don't forget this is open all the way down to here. So let's have that one there, and then let's open one of these and put one of these in. I was hoping for some green and white ones, but nowhere to be found. So, but there you go. I love that. I really love that. Yeah, that is cool. You could have them both going the same way. Personally, I actually quite like it that way. Yeah, I like it that way better. But yeah, so there we go, guys. There is my day 5 tag of the Tracy Fox Creative December Daily Advent tags. Day 5. But yeah, so there we go, guys. There is my tag. A little overcomplicated maybe, but you can simplify it in loads of different ways. But yeah, I just think that looks so cool, and it would look a lot better if they were smaller and red and white. But there you go, and again, you can still see the little presents in the background, and we have a bit of bling. So yeah, there you go, guys. Thank you so much, Tracy, for getting the design team involved in this year's December Daily, and thank you so much for again having me on your design team. Thank you guys for watching along. Don't forget, check out the playlist in the description box where you will find everybody else's December Daily videos for the Advent. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, stay safe, and I will speak to you all again soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!